Welcome to Mountain Mama, a family lifestyle channel. My name is Mary Silverberg, and I like to share topics like faith, food, fashion, function, and fun. Today's episode is all about how to make a complete, simple, and easy turkey dinner. And when I say complete, I do mean complete, including this very festive holiday drink. Oh, that is so good. Now, when I say simple and easy, those are very relative terms, but I have made a lot of turkey dinners in my day, and I wish something like this had been available to me when I was a young wife and a young mother so that I could know how to make a complete, easy turkey dinner for my family. On the menu, turkey breast. It is so moist and tender and delicious. When I learned how to make a turkey breast in this manner, it rocked my world. Then we are having my mother's recipe for homemade turkey stuffing. It is amazingly delicious. I really want you to try this stuffing. Of course, we're having gravy with it. Gravy, gravy, give me gravy. Jellied cranberry sauce. Traditional green bean casserole. And for dessert, we're having my own recipe for peanut butter chocolate cream pie. It is a 10. It's just awesome. And just in case you don't like peanut butter, I'm going to show you an easy way to convert this recipe into a chocolate cream pie that is just as good. Are you ready? Let's get this dinner started. Let's begin with the turkey breast. For this dinner, I used a 7-pound turkey breast. I bought it frozen. I let it thaw in the refrigerator, and it takes a good 4 days to thaw out in the refrigerator. I used a crock pot, and I used a crock pot liner for very easy cleanup. I unwrapped the turkey. I removed the bag of gravy. I don't use that gravy. I don't like it. So I removed that bag. I thoroughly rinsed off my turkey breast inside and out, placed it in my crock pot. I put about a half a cup of water in there, and I put some salt and pepper on the turkey breast. And then I cooked it all day on low for about 8 hours. The house smells amazing. And that's it, easy peasy. When I'm ready to serve it, I take a big platter and I put it right next to the crock pot because sometimes it can be difficult taking that breast out of the crock pot because it's so moist and so tender, it'll often fall apart on me. So I use 2 spatulas to carefully pick it up and place it right on the platter. And then I just use a fork to pull back the skin, and I just kind of separate the meat and I serve it like that. Now, if you're not doing a turkey dinner with stuffing and green bean casserole and cranberries, a really easy alternative is to do open-faced turkey sandwiches with this turkey breast. So it's super easy. You just take a piece of bread, you put some of that turkey breast on it, you put some gravy on it, open a can of green beans, throw them on the side, and voila, you have a really, really good dinner. And this turkey breast really is simple and easy to make. Turkey stuffing. This is my absolute favorite part of Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner. I will post a link in the description box below for the recipe. There will also be another link in the description box below for a more extensive video on how I make this stuffing. So watch that if you want more detail and tips on how to make the stuffing. But what you do is I cut up, and this is double recipe, I cut up my 2 loaves of potato bread a day ahead of time. And then I cut up some apples and saute them in butter so they get nice and soft and tender. And then I'm also sauteing some chopped up celery in vegetable oil. And when that gets soft and tender, I add dried onion and seasonings to it. And then I add chicken broth. You can also use turkey broth, but that's very hard to find, so I usually use chicken broth. And then I pour that over my bread cubes and mix it up really good. And then I add the sauteed apples, and then it's ready to go in the oven. This turkey stuffing is amazing. It is outstanding. I can't say enough good things about this turkey stuffing. Gravy, gravy, give me gravy. I used to make homemade gravy, and oh, it was so good, but there was never enough. So I started buying these packets of gravy from Walmart, and for every packet of gravy, use 1 cup of water. For today's episode, I used 4 packets, which made 4 cups. But I think when I do this next time, I'll make 5 packets because I'd like to have a little bit more. But anyway, this way you can make as much gravy to your heart's content or your husband and your children's. And it's very simple and it's also very good. So you just put the packets of gravy and the water in a saucepan. You cook them over a medium-low heat until it thickens, and bam, you're done. Traditional green bean casserole. For this recipe, I used cream of mushroom soup, and I prefer to use the Campbell's brand. So I took a can of cream of mushroom soup, put it in a bowl, and I added a half a can of milk, and I whisked that up really good. And then I added some salt and pepper, maybe a half a teaspoon of salt and maybe an eighth a teaspoon of pepper. And then I mixed in 2 large cans of green beans from Walmart, also the Walmart brand. Mixed those in really well. Sprayed a casserole dish, put that green bean mixture in the casserole dish, and I baked it in the oven with my stuffing. Now, when I serve this, I like to serve my fried onions on the side, and that way everyone puts their own fried onions on top of their green beans as they're getting their plate of food. And I really like this idea of doing it this way because when we have leftovers, and we will have leftovers because there's just 3 people in my household right now, when you make up that plate of food and put it in the microwave, take it out, it's all nice and hot, you can add fresh, crispy fried onions on top of your green bean casserole, and it tastes just as good as the first day you made it. I really like serving the fried onions on the side, unless I know that I'm having a lot of people over and we're going to eat it, the whole thing that day. Then I'll put them on top of the green bean casserole because that does look really nice. But since we have a small family, yeah, they go on the side. Cranberry sauce. I prefer the jellied cranberry sauce. That's the smooth stuff without the chunks of cranberries, but it's all a matter of preference. So what I do is I keep it in the refrigerator till I'm ready to serve it because I like to have it cold. I open it up, I take a very sharp knife and run it around the edge of the can to help it slide out of the can more easily. I put it on a pretty glass plate and just slice it up. It is so good and it looks so pretty. So make sure when you're shopping, if you want the smooth stuff, get the jellied cranberry sauce. To drink, I like to serve this very festive holiday concoction. For this recipe, I used cranberry apple juice, but you can also use cranberry grape juice, you can use cranberry pomegranate juice, you can use cranberry pineapple juice, whatever you like, but I used the cranberry apple juice. First of all, I made ice cubes with the juice, and then I simply put a couple of those cubes in my pretty stemware that I got for a wedding gift over 30 years ago. And then I used half cranberry apple juice and half lemon lime soda, the Walmart brand. You can use 7-Up, you can use Sprite, but I use the lemon lime, Walmart brand. And it's so good and it's so pretty. The color is beautiful. It looks so festive on a holiday table, and I really like using my stemware, which I don't use that often. It's so good. For dessert, we are having a simple, no-bake chocolate peanut butter cream pie. This is my own recipe. I will post a link in the description box below for the recipe and a video that's more detailed in case you want to make it and have more detailed on how to make this pie. This pie is amazing. I'm using a graham cracker crust, the inexpensive kind that I get from Walmart. The first layer has softened cream cheese, sugar, peanut butter. You mix those 3 things up really well, and then I add about 1/3 of a tub of Cool Whip or non-dairy whipped topping. Mix that in. That's the first layer. The second layer, I take a box of instant chocolate pudding and I mix in 1 cup of milk and I mix that up really well. And then I add a second or 1/3 of the tub of Cool Whip to that chocolate pudding, and it makes a nice thick chocolate mousse. That's the second layer. The third layer is what's left of that tub, or the last third of that tub of Cool Whip on top. and then you simply cut up peanut butter cups and put it on top. It is amazingly delicious. It is super yummy. And like I said, I like to put it in the freezer an hour or two before I serve it and have it super chilled. Now, you don't want to put it in the freezer all day because it'll freeze rock hard solid. It won't be good until you thaw it. Please make sure you make this pie the night before. That makes it much less stressful on your day of preparing all the other things, or first thing in the morning, because it takes overnight or all day in the refrigerator to get that pie nice and firm. Now, if you're not a big fan of peanut butter, you can easily convert this into a chocolate cream pie by using a chocolate cookie crust. The first layer, the cream cheese layer, omit the peanut butter. And then on top, instead of peanut butter cups, you use chocolate shavings from a candy bar or chocolate curls. And that pie is outstanding as well. It's really hard for me to decide which is better, but I already had the video made for the chocolate peanut butter pie, so that's the one I used with this dinner. And if you're bringing this pie to someone's house who's gluten-free, what you can do instead of putting it in a pie crust is you can spoon individual servings into clear plastic cups, and then you can accommodate your gluten-free people. Make one of these pies for your next holiday gathering and you won't be sorry. And there you have it, a simple and relatively easy complete turkey dinner. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. For this recipe, I used cranberry applesauce. For this recipe, I used cranberry applesauce from I used cranberry applesauce in my drink.